Welcome back and thank you for staying with the broadcast. The search for 61-year-old Claudius Mitchell, also known as Woods, has come to an end. The man had been missing since Sunday, February 14th. Relatives are breathing a sigh of relief as Mitchell was found shortly before noon on Wednesday 17th. According to an article posted by Loop St. Lucia, Mitchell was found in Maho Miku. According to information from the police, Mitchell is not at the St. Jude's Hospital and appears to be in good health. As the first phase of the St. Lucia COVID-19 vaccination campaign rolled out on Wednesday, 2 government ministers were among the batch. Prime Minister Alan Chastanet and Health Minister Mary Isaac were part of that group. But when will we see other cabinet members taking their first jabs? Commerce Minister Bradley Felix says we will have to wait and see.
Vaccines are here and they continue to come. I guess there's going to be a phased approach as to who's going to be given priority. There's a lot of mistrust based on a lot of conspiracy theories that are out there. Some people want to wait and see how some of these things pan out. But we have to trust, the words from our experts, because at the end of the day, there will still be a lot of restrictions if, we're not safe as a society.
Health Minister Mary Isaac was the first minister from the cabinet to be inoculated.
It is quite a relief to see that the vaccine is actually here, and we have people who are waiting to take the vaccine. There are people who are calling and trying to, get in on the line even before the frontline workers. There are lots of people who want to come in. So it is quite a relief to know that we have the vaccine, and hopefully the vaccine is going to provide us additional protection, like we see it rolling out in some other larger countries, and the numbers are going down. So we are very hopeful that this is going to happen here as well, and that people will, present themselves to take the vaccine. Right now, we do not know exactly how effective the vaccine may be. So we still have to take the necessary precautions. And since everybody has not been vaccinated, we still need to continue to wear our masks so that we can bring down, the spread that we have been having.
That was Health Minister Mary Isaac. In more news, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet is expressing gratitude and pride over the strides made by St. Lucians during the fight to contain COVID-19. The PM says the pandemic should serve as a reminder of all the hardships that the nation has overcome, as well as a form of assurance that this too shall pass. Moments after Prime Minister Alan Chastanet became one of the island's first recipients of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines on Wednesday morning, he delivered a message of assurance to St. Lucians, telling them that the pandemic is just another hurdle that they will successfully make it over.
The idea that we said from the day one that we needed to coexist with COVID, because we've decided that we have to coexist with COVID, and keeping our borders open, keeping businesses open, has taught us a lot. We've been able to confront COVID face on from day one. And because of that, I think it really played a significant part in seeing us recover from the numbers that we had.
Prime Minister Chastanet said the lapses in judgment that led to a new surge of the virus over the Christmas season was a setback from which the island will recover.
Sadly, nothing is for sure in life. But I would say to you that globally, we saw that people around the world were not willing to give up Christmas and New Year's. And so it became inevitable that some of the numbers that we have right now are there. And the only way is to not lament, but to focus on how we solve the problem. And congratulations to all of St. Lucia. The numbers that we've seen and being able to control it to bring it down. As the CMO said, we're not out of the woods, but we're certainly trending in the right direction, and people need to continue to practice the protocols.
The PM said there is much more to come following Wednesday's vaccine rollout.
I'm also very excited because the 3,000 vaccines that we've received is just the beginning. So we are receiving an additional dosage of about 25 to 40,000 from the Indian government as a grant. And we're getting another 77,000 from COVAX, which is through a UN organization. And we are actively pursuing the purchase of the remaining 180,000. And I think that we're getting close, that we'll be able to announce something very soon. But certainly I think that what we've achieved so far is putting us absolutely on the right track and giving people a substantial amount of hope. But I'm certainly hoping that that hope doesn't cause people to let down their guard.
The PM urged the masses to continue adhering to the set protocols. Local businessman Evarista Jemari has called out talk show host and public relations officer of the United Workers' Party, Norbert Williams, for what he says is misuse of the office that he holds. According to Jemari, Williams should not be attacking the very same citizens whose tax dollars pay his salary. Jemari was responding to comments made by Williams on his show, Keeping It Real, on Tuesday night.
Local businessman Evarista Jemari has not taken too kindly to comments made by talk show host Norbert Williams Tuesday night. Williams was responding to a news clipping of Jemari, where the businessman expressed grief on the part of minibus drivers in relation to the recent increase in gas prices, saying that government should reduce in the excise tax as a means of relief due to COVID-19. It is a fact that gas prices are not determined by local government, but rather a modified market pass-through petroleum pricing mechanism. William went on to say that Jemari was not telling the whole truth.
He's not telling you that on every gallon of gas, as the dealer, he's getting $1. Why he don't cut his dollar? Why not be a patriot? Be a patriot, darn it! You're so concerned. You think it's not COVID for everybody else too?
Jemari has fired back, saying that what Williams did Tuesday night was an abuse of his position.
Norbert Williams is paid by the taxpayers of this country. And he should not be on national television attacking citizens who contribute towards paying him a salary. He's there to defend government policies, and he should stick to that. And it really is an abuse for him to use that privilege to attack private citizens.
Jemari went on to clarify his statements on the fuel prices in relation to minibus drivers.
It is a fact. I was commenting on fuel prices and the impact of the international price of crude on local prices. And it is true that minibus drivers are the heaviest users of fuel. And the fact that prices were going up, it was very easy to see that it was going to have a negative impact on their operations. And that has to be seen within the context of what they're currently going through. And that they have reduced number of trips and as well a reduced number of passengers. And that an increase in fuel is going to compound it. I was also making the point that the level of excise tax is extremely high. It's in the region of 60-something% of the landed price of fuel. So all I was suggesting, look, this is a sector that has been badly hit and that there is a basis for assisting them by reducing the excise tax as related to them or giving them some form of rebate.
Jemari added that fishermen should also be entitled to the removal of the $1.50 tax on every gallon of fuel sold. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Pathologist Dr. Stephen King is encouraging as many St. Lucians as possible to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Dr. King, who was one of the first to receive the vaccine on Wednesday, told the nation why he believes that taking the vaccine is the best defense against COVID-19.
An unprecedented COVID-19 vaccine campaign is underway worldwide, with millions of people now being inoculated. Here at home, St. Lucia began its COVID-19 vaccine campaign with its frontline workers in its bid to take control of the pandemic that has already claimed 24 lives locally. One of the first to be inoculated on local soil was pathologist Dr. Stephen King, who said that as a medical professional, he must take the lead in this COVID-19 fight.
I believe in this vaccine. I believe in the science. I trust the science, and I have faith in it. And I want St. Lucians to know that the vaccine is something that we must do if we are to get over COVID. COVID is not something that I think we can live with. COVID is something that we must actually eliminate, and the vaccine is what will allow us to eliminate once we all take the vaccine, and that is why I did it today. because I don't believe in just talking. I believe you do what is right.
Vaccine hesitant groups have been peddling conspiracy theories aimed at eroding the trust in COVID-19 vaccines. Dr. King said that there is good reason why he trusts the science surrounding these types of vaccines.
The vaccine that I took today is the Covishield, which is the AstraZeneca vaccine. This is a vaccine, it's a viral vector vaccine. It has a small amount of the DNA, which produces a spike protein, which is the protein that, for want of a better word, is the key that unlocks and puts the virus into our cells through the ACE receptor. So my body is right now developing antibodies to that spike protein, which will protect me from being infected with this virus, or even more importantly, prevent me from having severe disease if I was to become infected. So I think that is something why I insist that all of us should have this vaccine.
To those who say that the vaccine was developed too quickly, Dr. King had this response.
The truth is, it's been over a decade that this type of technology has been in the labs, and we've been working with vaccines. Scientists have been working to develop these vaccines. In the last year, because of the pressure of the COVID-19, much resource, much money was put into the final stages of the development of these kinds of vaccines. You know, and the molecular science and the genetic medicine has really evolved very quickly over the last decade. And that is why we're in this position where we can develop these vaccines at such a fast rate and be so precise with them. No longer are we doing vaccines where we expose you to the whole virus or to a live virus. We actually not, this vaccine is, there's no live virus in this vaccine. This vaccine is just a small portion of the DNA to produce one protein from that virus that will then allow me to develop an immune response to protect myself from that virus.
The first phase of St. Lucia's COVID-19 vaccine campaign will be administered to the highest risk healthcare and frontline workers, people 65 years and older, and people living with chronic conditions. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
The man who has represented the Castries South East constituency since 2006 is not shying away from politics anytime soon. Guy Joseph, who first won the seat against Manissa Rambali in 2006, says that as long as he feels he can give 100% to the people of his constituency, he shall remain in the ring. Joseph was asked the question on the talk show Inside Castries South East on Monday.
I love the people of Castries South East. Yeah. There's a certain joy and satisfaction that comes with being able to do what the people need for them. Yeah. I believe that I am not one who put time frames for anything. I said I do not want to get old and die as a politician. Mm-hmm. You can only give 100% for a period of time.
While you're involved with
and once I feel that I cannot give 100%, I will make my exit. Okay. That is if the people don't tell me before that time, we've had enough of it.
Joseph says that he is quite open to what the people want.
I am not one who's going to fuss and fight and think that the people must elect you.
Right. Like a certain president we know about.
Yeah.
Whose name we will not mention.
Not exactly.
People can like you because that's politics. You're the best person today, and tomorrow you can be the worst person in their book. Yeah. I treasure every opportunity I've had to serve my community, my constituency, and my country. And I want it to be that way. If it gets to the point where the people say, we're not getting rid of you, and I feel I cannot give them my best, I will go to them and I will say to them, I think it is my time to exit.
That was MP for Castries South East, Guy Joseph, and this is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us, we have more news after this break.